All right. So I might have done a slight bit of a finishing touches on finishing touches. I actually managed to build a main gun, and I did some diddling with the rapid fire one, which I'm not sure how I did build last stream. I might have built it before the last stream. But I also saved their ammo, so it's the Mark III? No, the heavy main well cannon. This mofo with its dedicated ammo. There we go. You don't have ammo, because of course you don't have ammo. Because for some reason I never save ammo on this thing. Here we go. So it's not scary, but it is strong, and those red ones are hole markers. So I actually managed to make a design which wasn't awful, and it's got enough, yeah, it's got enough recoil. Only I saved the changes I made to this. That'll make life a little easier. Thank you. Probably should slow that speed down. It does recommend doing that for video. Oh yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, well. So they're basically armor-piercing flak timed explosives. They've got armor-piercing for the speed, and otherwise it's just explosives and a timed shell so that it booms on the target. Oh. Not exciting, just what I wanted. For some reason I could suddenly build it as soon as my head wasn't melting. And then we got the rapid fire small arm, I think this is. This probably I didn't build during the stream, but Oh wait, yeah, no, this is right, this is right. No, is it? No, that's the wrong ammo. Oh well. So this is the this is the wrong ammo, but still. Does you load? Oh yeah, you're belt fed. I forgot you're belt fed. Of course you're belt fed. What else? Should have expected that. I knew that. So it doesn't go very hard. I'm pretty sure these guns go well. These bullets go 1,500, but I'm pretty sure the intended rounds for this thing went at like 300 meters. Or maybe I did up it. I think actually I upped it to like two, just below 2,000. So I remember it was like timed flak, if I remember correctly. And this is wait, well, this is timed frag. What? That is the round. Hold on. RFSA. Yeah, that's not what that was supposed to be. Why did I name it after this gun? I didn't like this gun. What? What? Huh. So I guess I'll do this just to make sure it's not wrong. Lightweight small arms. That's not what it's supposed to be. It's RF SA. So that's where I went wrong. These are called light main, not. Well, this is called weld cannons, and this is just a small arm. Curious. Also, yeah, my experiments. These I think were off stream, but they were before the stream. Before the last, I should say. Not flawless in the design, I must say. Not that they're even loaded right now. Oh yeah, they're belt fitted. Right, so they need to load up. Well, we're not gonna wait for that shit because we actually want to get somewhere. This is just stuff we're not supposed to be doing. So maybe I want to save it like this now that I have a weapon controller and ammo, but I need to make the ammo less improvised. I mean, I do have massive containers below, but it's sort of not impossible for them to be like that. It's a little weird that there's containers smack like that. Otherwise it's just boxes, and you could I guess RP that they would be deployable. You could drive a cargo ship below this and just drop materials right on it. I could remove this applique to make that ammo. Easy. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Okay, actually doing things. The most difficult part about this game. Let's just wait for this so we avoid seasickness as much as possible. Or whatever. It'll be fine. We'll just have to make it. I think this works to help it. So the big problem that I had, because I got a little carried away this Saturday, because after the stream I just wanted to keep working, and so I got as far as to make a layout with 2 main turrets and 2 RFSAs. But that was the point where I went like, oh shit, yeah right, this is stream things. I shouldn't be doing this in our free time. Try to keep work and pleasure separate and all that. So what I realized then, which I mean that was a good trial run, because I realized that I want to make sure I get the elevation correct before I make all the templates. Because if I don't get the heights right, it's gonna be, I'm gonna have to build around that or something. So this is probably pretty nice for 2 small guns to have, like at the front, all the way at the front, just after the bow, which I might stick missiles in if I really want to. But this is probably going to be the place where I slap all the first 2 small turrets. So I'm gonna do these boys. I was imagining 2 of them. So that would be like that too close? That's probably the closest I can get them, considering they're gonna be in a sort of triangular pattern, like a V shape. The turrets I'm gonna have, the small ones are gonna be in a V, because these ones are going to be the closest ones, then there's going to be a main turret, then there's going to be 2 other ones which are going to be wider apart, then there's going to be another main turret, and then there's going to be another 2 which are going to be even wider apart, and they're going to be deciding the width of the lowest superstructure. And so when those 2 are placed, the broadside begins. The broadside of the superstructure starts with where they are placed. I'm going to try and integrate them, their turret caps, into the walls if I can. I haven't actually pulled that off yet, but I haven't gotten that far with it anytime I've tried. And then we're gonna keep it going, probably have more RFSAs or another type of RFSA or some kind of new broadside gun, or maybe I just do a fat stack of missiles and like a fat stack of torpedoes under the sea line for broadsiding. We'll have to see. It is going to get extremely expensive if I use that many missiles though. So I mean, this is the big shebang, even though it's the first one, so it's a kind of putting all money in a doomed basket, but that's probably where we're going to put these two first. So I'm just gonna define these a little better to get a more 3D, three-dimensional sense for things. There we go. And I can also make sure I figure out the flooring. So this is the one stage. At what point? So do I actually want... Yeah, I'm gonna do this just to give the barrels some breathing space, so to say, the bow, and then it's gonna kick off, and probably be a gentle beginning. Just that, and then probably like 4 of these. But probably just define the shape of these. So 3. So that's 4 of this. And then I could probably just go ahead and extend this. Make like this 4 maybe? Maybe I can do a 4-2 type of deal. So I have 2 4-1s, 3 3s, 4 3s, 4 4s. Oh, no. So that does look good with it tapering off like that, and then it comes back again. And I probably want to make this 8 meters. And then have something spherical here. Maybe I could have a... Maybe I could have a bow gun. And I'll just have that. Maybe like the... That looks weird, but that's probably because it's flat. Because now I've designed what the deck is gonna look like, not what the lowest underwater or the hull is gonna be. I guess the belly of the hull. But we'll sort that out in the end. I have to find the bow how I want it, for the time being at least. Considering I'm at least gonna have that. Actually, well, yeah, I am gonna do that because I at least want 2 layers of armor on this. And that's probably way too little, so I'm probably gonna make the turret wells out of heavy armor. I'll just go ahead and leave that out prematurely. just for sake of reference, so I don't forget. I should probably make the flooring out of heavy armor too, but that'll come when... It'll probably come when I make the airspace underneath. Okay, so that's the turret. I could make these shorter, but I want them to be as strong as possible. So I'm gonna, for the sake of meta, I'm gonna make them the strongest they can possibly be and keep them 4 beams. So now I have sort of an imagining of what that's gonna be like. And now I need to step up. And so that's probably not gonna happen here. It's probably gonna be on top, because I kind of like the idea of this becoming a sort of space where I can put things that aren't weak to torpedoes, or maybe I could put airspaces below the guns, just for the sake of flotation, because this thing is gonna be chonkers at the very least. So now I've got maybe like this kind of a space, and now, whoops, will I put the beams like this? Or probably, it's probably gonna be easier if I do this. So this will be the first elevation. I'm not sure how I'm gonna make this look at on the hull, but this might just be very rudimentary looking until the like final touches. Because a big turret is fat, so that's just about enough. And considering the size of the turret, I'm probably gonna want it to be, well, the barrel length isn't that long. Really, considering, I guess for accuracy you would want longer barrels, but for propellant burn, pretty much everything can be a snub nose in this game, it seems. So I might just do that. But I want more armor from the front for no reason. There's gonna be a lot of armor potential in that nose. I probably should be more worried about the walls, but I think I'm gonna be extending it, widening it out at this point anyways, once the time comes. So, like such, I'm probably going to no, I'll have an extra armor, and I'll have an extra wall here, just like I want to have with these small guns. Abundance of armoring. I could probably just... I don't know about that. Well, with the sights I can do this, just to make sure nothing goes off, which is not something I said using my brain, but it didn't make any sense, I think. Just because I want this to fall off, I don't want to actually remove every single individual block that's in this. There we go, I used words properly. And I also want to change it for heavy armor, so kind of convenient. Bam. But with this consideration, I want 3 of these at the front and probably like 2 of these at the back. That in and of itself is probably, well, it's actually in the neighborhood of, Jesus fucking, holy shit. Whoa. Okay. So basically, just the main guns alone, on the loosest of imagination that I have made up, is gonna clock in at like 600,000. I'm not gonna put this in a campaign for years, even considering like how I never even touch campaigns in the first place. Jeebers, man, this thing's gonna be expensive. But there you go. Heavy armor has been reinstated, has been implemented for the prototype design. Still unhappy with how that isn't lining up. Why isn't that lining up? Oh, it's because this is here. I thought I lined those up. I really fucking didn't. I mean, it's not that big a deal, and it's gonna bother me for the rest of the build, which is probably gonna last a pretty good while, so might as well change it before it becomes an actual issue. I don't want to be scouting my way through like 50,000 blocks when I do this once it's actually all said and done. And I guess I'll do this then, which is probably the way I was supposed to do it, but I didn't manage to because I'm that good. I'm just that good. We'll leave that until later. And so now I want another force base, probably. And I want these boys over here, so this one, yeah, this goes here, right? Yep. This goes, well, how's that work? That's on the same block as the one before, so they actually are supposed to go here. That makes sense. That looks like the way it looked over there. And now, yeah, so this is 4. So that's the level the walls are gonna be at, right? Yeah. So let me just continue this. Make sure. And we'll do this manually because I don't know how far back this is gonna go. probably like 3, right? Because there's 9. Turrets are 9. Well, the turret walls are 9 by 9. By those standards, that turret does look a little bit too far forward, but at the same time, I also moved it. Well, I moved the ground back. I could build the turret 1 step back. There we go. I like that a bit better. And I'm still on the heavy armor, so they'll get that good protection. So this is... yeah, this is where the floor is gonna be. On this one. Wonder if we're gonna have... wonder if we're gonna have 3 guns here. Because I don't think so, but at the same time there's gonna be a lot of empty space in the middle. But that might make a cool profile with there being... with it not being actually covered in guns. Just about covered in guns. Not actually covered in guns. So those are just in line with the evolution of the shape there. So either I place them here. That might make a nice continuity to just... oh, it doesn't do that here. They aren't quite in line with, you know, the wall and the curve here. We can work on that. We could change that, but I don't think we're gonna change that. Those look like they're... those look like they shouldn't be any wider apart. Especially with the way the bow is shaped. Which now, at this scale, looks very fucking short and very skinny. Which tells me that I'm building way too big. Because that's a fucking giant nose. With that distance, you could make a fighter that would kill this thing easily, even once it's finished and polished. Something with the size of this nose. Probably smack it pretty hard, or give it a tough time at least. So how about we keep that evolution? Or that relationship, I guess, would be more apt. Let's make that continuous. So this is where the so they're now appropriate, and that's where I want them. Yeah, that should be correct. Bam. There we go. And also out to here. Okay. Probably should remove this first, but whatever. It's done now. Kinda stupid to go back at this point. Well, unnecessary at least. There we go. turret wells have been placed. And it is now a 3-story deck. Or hull, I guess. It's not the deck. Looks like it because it's probably pretty similar to the way it's gonna look. With the turret caps, and it's also the top of the ship right now, so... Excuses. So this needs to widen out at least as much as that, and it's probably gonna widen out even more. So I'll just make walls ahead of time. That are more than that. So I should probably... Oh. There we go. Not terrible. Actually, that might be exactly the way it goes. It does curve decently. I still don't like how thin that is. I feel like this, with how fucking extreme this build is, it should be able to take a lot of fucking punishment for that. That should be, this thing should take any kind of beating, I think. Which is probably unreasonable, and it's gonna turn it into an actual money hog. But with how big this thing is, it really shouldn't falter to like, oh no, 60 flying squirrels. Which for those who know this game, that's scary. That's probably a fucking terrifying concept. But what I actually mean is like, oh no. You know, is it the spare? Is that the Onyx Watch one with like 3 cram barrels, or at least one that looks like 3? Like, oh no, a 5-shot Doom cram volley. I don't want that thing to go into my ship and just end me. I'd take out half my armament, when half my armaments cost like 1 million. Or like just about below, a few hundreds below. I don't want that. That kind of money should be... This thing should be kept safe at like pretty much all costs. With the fucking size of this lad. Just gonna put some shielding in between here for the odd stray and such. So this is a 4, yeah, so that stays. And then we're gonna have a smacker up on another shelf here. How potent would a 3rd boy be? We could definitely do that. That would be kind of cramped. And also the reason I don't want to have 3 is, why would I? These are 1.5, 1.6. These have 1.6 range. So they're kind of just backups. Because these things shoot 1,100, I think it's 1,100 rounds per minute. 1,100 rounds per minute. And they're all 180-degree timed frags. So they're all about firing enough random shots that eventually they're gonna pierce a a weak point, because those frags are like 19k damage or something, or like they're 90k and there's 19 of them per shot, and I'm sending those 1,100 a minute at someone. one of these rapid fire cannons can weak point kill a stalwart, I think. I think that's the one. In like a minute or so. Because it's just so much damage with alright armor piercing. It's not great, it's probably actually bad armor piercing. But it's a frag, so it's not designed to pierce, it's just designed to go everywhere. Well, actually, it's probably designed to pierce. Whatever. Details. It's a random chance that these guns actually work. They go straight through a target, not because they're armor piercing, because they have so much punch. So they go straight through, but since they're so spread out, there needs to be a lot of them to make sure that going straight through also goes straight through an important piece. Because there's usually a lot of places on a ship where you can draw a line and be like, this isn't gonna hurt, or like this is gonna take off an exhaust pipe, or this is gonna take out some fuel, or like an ammo deposit. And in the latter scenario, that would be a problem. But like, unless you've built poorly, which is rarely the case with campaign craft, that's not going to be a massive chain reaction. Unless if you're talking Deepwater Guard, I think those are pretty flammable. But it's usually not a massive deal to have a frag hit you. But if you have 1,000 frags in a minute, one of them's eventually gonna hit AI or something other that's gonna be vital. Probably one of them is gonna pierce through an APS or a cram, and you're just gonna be sitting there waiting for your shit to repair, which is probably not gonna be the case unless I PvP, which is not something I do unless we have friends over. In game, of course. So I mean, those are for freak accidents. Those are guns that make freak accidents happen, and so I need something more reliable, which is the main guns. So I don't think I need. 4 of these boys are probably gonna shred early game by themselves, but for them to be backup is probably the solid decision, because they're gonna. When you're within 2,000, I think I'm gonna put it at 2,000, but they're probably not gonna reach that, so I'm probably gonna put it at 6 because they go just below that. If you come below 1,600, which is probably not gonna be the case, so they're not gonna be using a lot of ammo, fortunately. But if you get down below there, it's literally a question of time before one of your weak points gets found by my 2,000 or 3,000 frags that you're gonna be hit by, even if you try to evade, unless you're super agile. So they're probably gonna get the job done unless you're heavily armored, in which case these heavy smackers that I have for main guns are gonna solve the problem by firing like, what was it, 10 times? 20 times per minute, I think. 30 probably at most. But shooting max caliber, HE, which is time, so even if it misses, it's still gonna hit somewhat, do some damage. And why did I actually do this? This was stupid. I should not have done that. What good do I have of this thing? I can't easily replace that. I'll just have to copy these boys. Oh, I actually got it. Cool. Let's place the boys and see what that does. How does that actually look? And yes, I know the recoilers on recoil compensators or whatever are not pretty on this thing. That's because that's efficient. Well, that's because that's what's needed to make it hurt. So I gave that quite a bit of a taller neck than I did the others. I gave them I gave all of them 3 meters, but this one has more above that, which I can't reduce without causing myself problems because I have literally topped out my cooling, I think. I've actually got a pretty hardcore cooling snake going on here that's going back and forth and along in double layers here. So I don't think I can actually cram any more cooling into this. So if I can't elevate these guns, then that's the biggest reason to not have 3 guns. But I also think that would look better not being 3. I think that continuation of having 2 guns, 1 gun, 2 guns, 1 gun, and 2 guns is gonna be a nice kind of pattern. As I said, it's gonna be a V formation. It's probably gonna look pretty good. That's also gonna be kind of a steep hill because I'm probably basically gonna have to do that. Although considering that's how far above that is actually kind of 4, so that's probably gonna be either 2 2-meter slopes or 4 1-meter slopes, or like maybe 2 2-meter slopes going upwards. Probably that, actually, to give the turrets as much breathing air as possible, or swinging space or whatever, and make sure I can build the turret caps in a way that looks good while being defensive. Also, these recoilers are probably a bad thing. That's gonna make my armor bigger and not as thick. So this one goes, unless it's not a problem once I actually have the finished design. But at that point, it's probably gonna be a lot of hassle to get this built. We'll see. Again, a lot of hassle shouldn't be a deterrent in this case, because I want this thing to be something I can actually like put on the workshop and not be tempted to take away later. Later being anywhere between as soon as I've uploaded it to like at a time and age where I don't even play games anymore, and I come back and I look at this and go, yeah, no. Or maybe I've played this game so much that I look at this and go, yeah, no. Because I've turned meta over. Whoops. Oops. Put that there where I can't actually knock it. Accidentally knock it. So, check. That is that is complete. And I probably want as many segments as possible, just for the sake of air pumps and stuff. These might just become engine rooms. If I'm gonna... Maybe I can have a... like a extreme fucking railgun at the top of the superstructure, where you would usually have a conning tower. I might just have a turret with like a spin block on the turret cap or something, if that even works, where I can just have so much energy source, or maybe an incredible anti munitions system, because I've never had a LAMS or whatever you would call it. What is LAMS? Laser anti-munition system, right? So I could probably smack a fat ass LAMS support system in here. Just fill these cavities up with lasers and laser components. Just want to make sure I don't lose track of scale this bitch. Because this one, this is gonna dwarf pretty much everything else I've built. I don't remember how big the naval giant was, but that thing broke that broke the computer and the server anytime it was spawned. So it was banned we banned it from multiplayer because well, I said I wouldn't spawn it, and they were fucking terrified of it, because it wasn't just an assault on their ships, because it was actually not impressive, because it was my first build. Even though I spent so much fucking time on that shit. Like, that was my pet project. I remember when I first got this game, I remember I spent like an actual weekend no-lifing this game, just to build somewhat of a piece of shit that I was happy with, because it was my first. And so the fact that it had a 5-barrel cram turret, which was max gauge, with like 5 or 6 shields on just the turret alone, because I didn't want that shit breaking. It was not pretty, it was not good. Being a first craft, there was nothing wrong with it. But when you're like experienced and seasoned or whatever, when you know your shit, that thing was that thing was something of a sight to behold, you know? And the best thing was that it was such a fucking killer, because I built it all out of single blocks. Because my mentality was not, hey, this is strong, because I looked at the numbers and I was like, wait, this is just the same. Why wouldn't I have more blocks? Then you won't have the damage spread as far, and you would have smaller holes when you destroy a block. And so that thing would actually kill computers. Not in the sense that it would, you know, as From the Depths does, it doesn't actually kill your computer, it's just the game can't fucking handle it, because this game hasn't seen serious optimization since I don't know when. But it's been a fucking while, I would say. So yeah, the cross section on this is actually kind of cool. I'm down with it. I am jiving. I don't know if I should actually do the armoring this way. And this thing is definitely going to have the same problem as the naval giant did, which is, what the fuck do I put here? I have so much space over, I don't need anything. But I did sort of sort that problem out with the human Goliath, because I literally just filled that piece of shit. I literally just built like something that would scare away anyone perceiving it, whether or not you understood the game. And then I just crammed that piece of shit with like every single RTG material and ammo storage I could put in there, all in the like lowest below, in like the keel. I would have like a keel that would be the same dimensions as the rest of the hull, but it would be like 3 or 5 blocks, probably 3 because of RTGs. 3 blocks of just resources that would probably cost like 2 million, which made the boat like 6 million, I think, in the end. But it also required like 6 million worth of resources to sink the bitch. So that was a big plus. So that was my pointless story about my first build, and the Human Goliath got a bit of a feature in there. What else is there to say? I don't truly know. I could just extend this until I to the turret. And I was thinking I was gonna have 3 of these suckers. That's a lot of elevation. I might make it symmetrical and just do 2 turrets at the front and 2 turrets at the back, because this is gonna be a fucking cruise liner. Unless I place one at the furthest bottom here, which I could do. I'm probably gonna, if I did that, I would not have anything here unless it's like missiles or something. I could of course have like distraction sticks, but I would probably be detecting those as well, because I would have a lot of forward detection, I think. No, I would just spin blocks. I would do a conning tower and stuff. So I could have another turret here, but I don't think that's a good idea, because I want these 2 in the front to cover both sides as far as they can. This thing is gonna go pretty wild, probably going to be able to fire somewhat backwards for the broadsiding action. These ones are gonna have some troubles because they're gonna be limited to their sides to avoid shooting the big turrets. But they're gonna be useful still. So this goes as such, right? No. That's not the case yet. That's already the tallest, as tall as I want it to be. I'm just stalling on placing the turrets. That's what's happening. I forgot what I was doing. Bang, there we go. That's it, I think. Yeah, that's it. Also, I visited some GTA RP yesterday, so that might be a thing that returns. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Ah. Damn it. Wait, that was right. That was what I wanted it to be. Because I need floor as well. Oh well, I'll sort that out. It'll be fine eventually. I might not be a completely flawed human being at some point in my life. We'll have to wait and see. There we go. Oh. What did I just do? Control X. Oh, I didn't know that keybind existed. Ah. Control X, accesses the decoration. Decorations. There we go. Another smacker down. There we go. It's coming along nicely. It feels so nice to have the guns ready to go. Which means I'm going to do my damnedest for once to actually improve my life and do guns ahead of time in the future wherever possible. What would these boys be like next to this guy? Oh, that is reasonable. I could definitely do that. Do they card it to the pattern? Oh. I mean, not really, but they're really blending in with the other ones. It's a little excessive. But at the same time, look at this shit. This thing. This thing is just below. Not just, but almost a million. This thing is close to a million. And I have built this much. What is the armor? It weighs over 1,000. Over a million, I mean. How much of that is armor? Where does it say that? Armor is 811 materials. I have used 811 materials to build this boat. The guns, on the other hand, are like 890,080. 890,070 something, pretty much, is what those guns cost. Because, never mind. Actually, I read that wrong. So about 889,000 of that 890 is just my guns. And this is half the shit. Holy fuck. Yeah, this is a flagship, alright? This is gonna... This thing has got to get the most prestigious name I can find. On my list right now, if I pull it up, I've got the Stallion Artillery, I've got the Hellhound Launcher, I've got the Ganesha, I've got the Murugan, I've got the Frenzy, the Howling Servants, and the BB-429 as names I have gathered for the purpose of using in From the Depths. Ganesha, sure, it's not very warlike. It is nice. I do like the fact that this thing would be named after the Hindu god that is the god of removing obstacles. I might even call it the I don't know, IBC or IFS Ganesha, remover of obstacles. I might give it the full title just to make the point, get the point across, but like, it's not very war-y. Ganesha doesn't sound like a war name. Murugan, it's more warlike. That's the god of war, same religion. I just saw those in religious studies and was like, ooh, I like those purposes. I like the way that works. Probably gonna have to get some nice. I might look up like the name generator, like the purchase, or that like the purchase is very bad guy, boring name, but I don't know, something that's like so excessive. Maybe I could find like a Warhammer name generator, because I pretend I'm about Warhammer when I watched like a few lore videos, which I don't really remember. It's basically all for the cloud, so to say. And at this point I should probably just copy all of this and just use it. Length, go down to 4. Width. That's probably 39 blocks? Yeah, that's 39 blocks. And I want it to be I want it to be 4 more blocks, and then I could just go back here, paste that, paste that, paste that, paste that, and paste that. Probably no, that's way more than I need. 1, 2, 3, 3. So that's all I need. I can regret 1. Yeah, there we go. I could regret 1 for the time being. I'd actually not do it that way. I want to start from the middle. Maybe go. Oh yeah, I came up with a scheme for this, right? Yeah, this is as far as I go. Middle, and then I'll actually pull up the template. I'll drop it down. Yeah, it's right on there. And it's not wall to wall, it's one closer. So it's there. Ooh, it's scary that this game doesn't, even with full screen, I can still move my mouse freely out of the game. That's very convenient, but also I just about crossed out my OBS trying to go into the blocks menu. That would have probably been a bad move. My fan isn't on. That might be why I'm getting so hot. I'm gonna just go ahead and turn that on. You should be able to hear that if you listen so close that it's unreasonable, and if you know what you're listening for, because the music should probably be too loud for that, and maybe the C in game is too loud for that. That might be a stretch, but it's so quiet because I saw it spiking and being about as loud as my voice when it went over the mic. But then I just took a recording for security, just to make sure, and listened back, and it may be as loud as me, but it's such a low drone that I could barely make it out, even while I knew what I was looking for. So it's a non-issue. It's cool. Haha, get it? It's a... I forgot to elevate the turrets. How far does this go? That's probably more strenuous than actually removing it. I agree. That is very painful. Oh wait, it's gonna replace the fucking... of course it's gonna replace this thing. Of course. That's the way it works. Oh well. That's an impressive remove though. Well, undo. I didn't know we went back that far. Okay. Let's do this as you should. As I proceed to do as you shouldn't. Fuck. Nah, it's fine, it's cool, it's okay. Don't worry about it, it's alright. What? Where did I go wrong? I know where I went wrong. So, like, here. And I should not have done this ahead of time. I should have placed this and got the shit done before, because now it won't fall out. As I do that. Yay. Alright, we're about back to where we were, so it's almost like I didn't fuck it up. Almost. Not quite. I can never give up. I can never forget my... I will bring this to my grave, which is real soon. Alright. Okay, there we go. Another layer, another day. Holy shit, this thing is gonna be endless. I'm gonna be working on this for for the rest of the summer. This thing is not gonna be finished for a good while. I did that wrong. Not that it actually matters. But I want consistency, okay? I'm gonna be upset about it later. And it's gonna be a whole ordeal and all that. We don't want that. We want this as painless as possible. I mean, I could. That would be faster. I did just recently make a copy of the whole thing and just move it back, which would be the smart thing to do, you know. But that's not my trademark. You see, my trademark is not to do the smart thing. Like maybe that's actually perfect. And the width was something like 43, I think. Although now I'm gonna catch those heavy armors. There's already blocks there, it'll be fine. There we go. And now I can actually do that again. And we now have a clean slate. Wonderful. Thanks for the tip I already knew about. That makes my life so much easier. Also, yes, I'm building a cruise liner if you didn't notice. This thing is so excessive. Like, holy shit. Do you need this many guns? Also, what is the armor calculation? Oh, it's cheaper now. Okay, never mind. I had 2 additional turrets over here and over here, so I could fit them. And then the thing was like 890,000, and the actual block was like cost was less than this by a lot, like at 118. So yeah, my armor cost is currently 0.1%. This thing is gonna hurt once it's done. It's gonna hurt my pockets and it's gonna hurt my enemies. So it's a good all-rounder. That should be where I want it. And there, because I didn't use the mirror tool. Yeah, it's not gonna be worth it. Seeing it work is gonna be worth it, but not putting it in a campaign. That's not gonna be a good time. Oh no, the game's already chugging. Uh-oh. I hit critical mass. And I haven't even reached the superstructure. And we don't have walls. And we don't have anything. We have problems. Okay? It's not good. But I will soldier on, because if nothing else, I want this done. If so, I have to put. If so, I have to put. If I so have to put this as exclusive, this ship by itself, exclusively as the 12 Themes of Christmas this year, I am going to. This bee is gonna be big and slow once it gets going. You know it's good when it takes like an additional second for the game to calculate placing a piece. That's when you know you've hit the jackpot. I should probably save this as like, I don't know, prototype flagship pace. Steam engine, solid point. I should probably use fuel backups. I could probably fit that. I just need to remember how to spell peace. There we go. Flagship hull. I need to be really specific here because absolutely no reason. Section hull piece, and now I'm just gonna put a capital A so it pops up to the top. There we go. And now I'm gonna pull up the. I like the way you're thinking. That's a good game plan. Oh, I almost got it. So again, why did I build the floor before I? And I built it too. It's fine. We'll sort it out later. It's cool. We'll iron out the details. The only downside to Steam engines is that they are loud. Fortunately, I have the game at like 0.02, I think. Now that you say it, I could make these things exponentially more dangerous. Exactly, all the way. If I built this thing, I would probably run out of. I would probably reach like what's the maximum for these things? We aren't working because I don't have the ammo. Isn't there a maximum for like a gun like 1,000 pieces or 1,400 pieces? I would probably reach the max amount on like the second turret. Actually, no. This is like This is like a tenth of what the maximum size is. So I could make them exponentially scarier. But I thought earlier before you joined probably that I was going to use all of this spare space for like a indestructible lance. To make this thing worth the money with like that's good. I can make a I could probably make like a 6-barrel but in like individual gun firing pieces and just go at, because the actual limit is 2,400. I built a gun that could fire at like 3,000 or like 2,800, but it only fired at 2,400. So even if you can build faster than that, it doesn't work, unfortunately, which is kind of sad. So you just need to. But I think I'm actually gonna either build a railgun which goes all the way up into the conning tower of the superstructure. Actually, now you say remove limit. Can't I do that in the code? Can't I actually go into the game code and remove the RPM limit? Maybe not. Now this one isn't gonna be all the way down. This is part of the part of the barrage. I'm gonna have 3 guns at the front. I'm gonna have 2 guns at the back, and they're all gonna fire broadsides or volleys together. Wait, I can't. What am I thinking? I'm not gonna get any wider if I have them at the same distance. I'm kind of torn on missiles, because I was thinking I would have broadside or missiles out in the tip over there at the corner of the render distance. But I was kind of thinking that would be too expensive. But considering this thing is already $1 million in this stage, I probably could just throw money out the fucking door and just go. I might actually just go ham, but considering I just realized I can't continue with this unless, of course, I fit 2 main guns here. But I want this game to run at least 30 FPS with this thing spawned in. Yeah, but yeah, I know. I am very familiar with degraded mode, don't you worry. I have tried to spawn way too many things, but way too many times. Because I wanted it to keep expanding, but of course the turret's the same size. So, yeah, I live that life. I played this game on laptop with friends in a lobby that I hosted on my laptop. At a sleepover, that was nice. Spawn in a bastion and enter degraded mode. Fantastic times. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna space these out the same way I spaced the first ones in. So that should be a 4-meter spacing out. So instead of having the inner walls being here, and then I could have the new ones in here. I can make a simple AI per gun, but also I don't want to scroll through like I don't want to scroll like an entire page in this menu just to get to the enemies. I don't want to go through all of these, like an entire page of this menu to just go to the enemies and tell them to go not fire or something. So I'm probably gonna do one AI per weapon system though, because this is so giant. I'm gonna have one AI for these main cannons. I'm gonna have one AI for the small arms, which it's a fucking joke calling these things small arms. 100mm Gatling gun that fires 1000 rounds per minute. 1100 rounds per minute. That's 1100, that's not 1000, that's 1100. That's why it sounded weird. So, exactly 1000. I mean, I am not wrong. Technically, that is correct. I've been sometimes in my head. I think I want to use Deca to describe 10, just for the sake of, you know, things like that. Instead of going, I want 11,000. Instead I'm like, I want. Well, I guess that would rather be for like tens of stuff. Instead of going like, hey, I want 20. I want 2 Decas. But that's like a new kind of nerd that we don't need to get into. So these are also square, right? Yeah, they're square. I would debate that, but I don't know the empirical system. Because like I've seen it used everywhere, of course, but I've done like comparisons. Is this even? It's even. Why am I surprised though? I made it off my head. It wouldn't be rocket science that way. Three barleycorns. What? Did you pull that off of Wikipedia? Or are you being funny? Well, you're being funny either way, so that should be correct. The Imperial system, everybody. How do they do it? There we go, that's probably what I wanted. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for that V shape. So is that the modern definition or is that the old one? Is it like, oh, the width of an iPhone 11XS is an inch? Well, that's also... Ah yes, we're gonna teach the kids the metric system so they can use the imperial system. The land of the free. Where paperwork takes twice the time. Just because conversions. So, wait, that's the wrong one. So this, I was hesitant to use this because this isn't useful for long. I mean, it's nice to have, but it's gonna expand like every time. But at the same time, it's not gonna be expanding much more. That's the third turret, so I'm gonna put some anti-air. I'm gonna put some RFSAs on there, and that's gonna be it. So I guess I could just like do this. That's a good one. I like that one. Sell your kidney to afford a kidney transplant. I like that one. But also, aren't they the ones who get less tax though? So technically we're losing similar amounts of money, just they have to do it. They have to decide to do it, and it's not just an automated process where, you know, money goes where it needs to go. No? Because I mean, healthcare isn't free, as far as I've understood it. And you know, so yeah, they pay for their hospital shit. If they get hurt, they have to pay for that, right? Those are a lot of floors to do a lot of shit on. Yeah, right. So, so that's one over, and I moved it twice, so this gets to be... Oh, this is the way I do it. Bam. So these go... So it's... Yeah, exactly. So they get to spend the night getting well, and we get to live a full life. That seems balanced. That seems thought out. I bet they aren't envious of that. Yeah, right. You usually don't. And even if you could go home after one night, I don't think the hospital would want you to or let you to. Alright. Makes sense. Makes me kinda... Yeah, and I've managed... Well, I shouldn't be saying I've managed the other hospital. That's actually not the truth. I had a mild case of a not straight back growing up, so I would... that's fucked up. We had a like standing appointment of like every other year. I would come in and they would x-ray my back to make sure it didn't do a Tetris on me, or I guess like so I wouldn't have to walk around with like my torso sideways because my body just became that way, and so now I have differently length legs to compensate for that, so I can stand up straight. Oh fuck, did mirror. Wow, cool. But yeah, wonder what that would have been. What's an X-ray in USA? Or in the US, I guess. More colloquially. I mean, it's more like, hey, your back is kinda training archery, so you might want to have a look at that. Unfortunately, in my case, I was in some magical way active enough that my back stayed so straight. I think it was like less than 10 degrees. Oh. Oh, okay. Because I mean, that's 5 hours. That's like 4 hours and 50 minutes more than I would spend in the X-ray room. Because I would get in there, we would like greet the doctor, I would take my shirt off, stand in the right place, and then they would take the photo. And then that would be it. And then they would look at that, and then we would go into the other doctor, and then he would tell us what was going on, and then that would basically be it. Yeah, just a quick one to just make sure that the back isn't going completely bananas. Yeah. So that's... What would that be? I would guess we would be making every other year for like probably 10 years. So that's what? 25,000 we didn't pay. No, that's 10,000 we didn't pay. My bad. I was thinking 5,000. Anyway, then I was wrong. No, that was... Yeah. 10,000 I didn't have to pay because taxes. I like how this boat is already... This is like a third of the length of the boat, at least. Yeah, exactly. This isn't even... This is probably like a quarter of the length of this boat, and I'm already beyond the render distance, which is kind of great. This game gets kinda crazy when you go hardcore. At first I wanted to build these guns with 50 cal ammo. So I looked up what was 50 cal, and apparently 50 cal is like 17.7 millimeters? No, 17.8 I think. And the minimum size of barrel in this game is 18 millimeters. So the pea shooter piece of trash that is never actually any good ever is the smallest, is the 50 cal in this game. Which kind of puts things to scale. With, you know, the smallest building block you could actually find being 1x1 solid steel. Or I guess metal, which could be steel. Might not be. I think that looks like steel. Now the question is, how much curve do I give this beast? Yeah, but also probably no. I'm just gonna make sure I get enough armor, and then I'm gonna be happy. So this one's off center. That's nice. Gonna start by killing that thing, and making sure I can. What about them? What about the Muslims? What's sad about them? What? They have to say the birth of their god, or however they call it in English, in after Christ. What? I don't follow. I think Muslims are Allah, right? Do they say Christ Allah? Or what? Oh yeah, right. You're talking about that. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what happens when someone takes over the world. And there's no way to talk about to each other without involving those in power. It is unfortunate, but at the same time they could just do that. Funny that you bring up bombs. That's way too spicy for Twitch. Please they get a layer of air. You mean the armor? Or yeah, this. The well. The armor. Exactly. Because that's what I was thinking. How was I thinking that? Yeah, no, because you know I had the plan with my armor looking like this on the big turret. That was gonna be the heat protection. I don't have any spalling protection because I might make this like alloy or something for hedge protection. But at the same time, that would be the hedge protection, not this. That should be as strong as I could get it, and that would be probably wood. But I'm probably gonna have just 2 meters for the turret cap. I could do 3. So yeah, did I not think that through, or did I think that through and forgot about? No, I didn't, because there's pieces there. I don't know how to make it, how to give it space above. Because I mean, I could of course keep it like that, but that would just be 1 meter of armor. These things would be torn up in a moment. Is heat still the shit? And how common is heat with campaign craft? Alright. So that means I'm just gonna deal with this shit not being very thick. And I'm also gonna remove the armor from the turret and actually make that part of the hull. Because prototyping. So that's not gonna have... Well, then I don't need to remove this. I can keep this. Because here I want a layer of metal above, on top of the heavy armor, and then I'll have spacing. Because I'll have spacing between the wells and the walls. Because redundancy can never be too much. Especially not once you decide that the budget is just not for this world. Oops. Because you know this thing, as we decided that this thing is just too bonkers to even consider armoring. Wait, no, I had a better plan for this. Yeah, I could use my own Eureka fuel engine design, which is kind of hungry as redundancy. Well, actually, I don't know if it's actually hungry. I haven't actually compared it that closely. I've just looked at what seems to be the best thing. Because I actually have a at least pretty decent engine prefab that I've made. Let's see, it's not the needle. The needle is also nice. It's the centipede. Because this thing can go up kind of far. I can just keep on stacking. But also steam behavior is not awesome because it's so slow to get going. This guy does 18,000 power. It's not awesome, I think, for its size. How much is this engine? It's 5,000. Material, no power per material, it doesn't tell you because it's not on. 430, that's not terrible, is it? Which I might just go full steam. Because I like steam engines. Even though their behavior is kind of sluggish. There's something cool about that, you know, all that heft. Hearing that thing spool up and all that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this thing is gonna get fattened out immediately. And there's gonna be a lot of empty space, I realize now. We're gonna have to do some real hardcore decor work to make it not seem completely empty. Okay, you seem to be referencing something. Where did you get that number from? Ah, okay. Oh, Rome's at 1.4 already. That's nice. 1.4 is you know, probably mid-tier. A kind of a big shit mid-tier, right? Or mid-game, I guess. Probably. Or what are the enemy factions like? Something scary. Yeah, these boys aren't even 1 million. Okay, so one of the scariest to destroy their ships is 1.3. So this thing in its current state, with no additions, and I'm not on it, so those stats in the corner aren't correct. This thing has no ammo, no resources, no nothing. And it's already more expensive. Yeepers. What is the most expensive ship? I'm imagining it would be... What? Oh. Is it really the Great Shark? The Megalodon, I think? 1.8. Nah, because I just saw here that there's one for like, yeah, 2.1, 2.15, the Crucible. So that seems to be the most expensive. where is it? The Megalodon is the scariest boat, I think. Yeah, the Megalodon. That's the new ship, right? I think that's the new ship. That's also the scariest kid in the sandbox. So is this good? Do I not hate this? I think it's a little too straight. I think it's a little too narrow, especially for its height. I don't like how, but also I don't think I usually build narrow, do I? I think I build narrow, but I don't think I ever finish anything narrow. I don't think. Do I have any finished ships right now? Ducky isn't finished. The Little Rascal is basically finished. This is the closest thing I got. Yeah, that's kind of skinny. How about you don't? It's kind of skinny and not very tall. Yeah, I haven't actually seen the Megalodon in action. I think I might have seen it on video, but yeah, the rumors I've heard. Also, this is a design style that I found that I like, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep it for this this big build. Also, when you first typed that, I thought you talked about my piece of shit with its design and whatnot, but no, it's not scary. It's in fact not scary that it's ramming into my own shit. Go away. Oops, my bad. Next step. I think I was currently armoring, right? So yeah, I was making sides. This should maybe like double that. Yeah, there we go. So thickness, we want more thickness, getting down with the thickness and all that. I don't think I want 4 meters, I think I want 2 meters down here. So this goes at least this far. So let's just start by removing these things and this front as well. Just extending this whole shebang by like a good lot. So that's probably the corner I want. Nah, that's a little too far out. No, that was my own build. I think that one was called... I'm just gonna look at it. That's my Little Rascal. Imperial Destroyer, Little Rascal. No, the Megalodon actually looks good and has a lot of guns instead of just 2 derpy ones. I mean, they did, but no, didn't they do that for Christmas? I thought they left at least the Marauder Christmas themed for like until at least through February, I think. So this, I think, should keep going until this point. That was for the April Fools, I think. I think the time they... Or no, was that Christmas? That was Christmas, right? Because I'm thinking the theme of having a lot of marauders. Would that have been our presence? A bunch of marauders to shoot at? That seems way too wedge. Yeah, that's way too much too early. Maybe like start here? I'm a little sad that I can't show off all of my signs, because I've had a lot of designs throughout the years. I think I've owned this game for well, I've played this game for 950 hours total on the dot right now, so I've had a lot of designs throughout the years, because I just keep making I just keep having ideas, starting them, not getting the results I want, and trashing them. So I've had a lot of cool startups that I haven't finished. And also the Naval Giant, of course, which is dead. Which was like my first pride and joy. Yup. Still exposed armored though. We're gonna have to sort that out. It's going to work. It's going to sort it out. I have it suspended right now, so it's not even a problem. I don't like that. That's too common. I think I could go with this wider wedge. Well, that's a little extreme. Maybe just once and then go back. Yeah, and now I can do... Maybe I can do normal now. Nah, I don't like that. What do you think? Yeah, it's a little swordish, and it's also kind of fantasy swordish, where you know the blade tapers off, and then it has like a waist, and it tops out again, and it becomes a bit fatter, and then it closes off in a normal edge. I feel like I should have this extended one all the way. Yeah, I get you, I know what you're saying. I think we're thinking of the same thing. So I'm kind of thinking I do that all the way. Probably not all the way, because that's just a longer wedge. But like, try and get the more realistic type of bow. Oh shit. Well, fuck. I have been from the depths. I'm over my time limit by like 20 minutes now. I gotta get up to work tomorrow at like 6 AM, so I should be quitting by now. I'm gonna finish off this nose though. Shit. I'm just gonna have to look up the quick the guide. Alright, cool. Nice, I was about to ask. We can continue this tomorrow. So deckline, that's not what I'm talking about. Shear, that's not what I'm talking about. Oh, there we go, that's the one I'm looking for. They're building it like such. That doesn't tell me the profile though. That's more like it. So with that, just it tapers, it goes and it thins out, it goes straight for a bit, and it thins out until the end gradually. I know you can't see this. I haven't got Steam overlays on. It'll be fine, it'll be cool, it'll be nice. So I guess this is double length? That's 3 times. Yeah, that's just silly. Okay, so that looks a little dumb. That's better. Maybe I do the whole straight earlier. Like maybe I do it here. What's that gonna look like? Yeah, that's where I wanted it. And then that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. Whoa. Outward curve as in. Okay, so now yeah, that's what I think I'm going for. But I have a Steam guide that I saved. Also didn't mirror that, fuck me. That outward curve up in the air, or is it at sea level? Are you thinking of the like icebreaker knob or the I think it was called a skier? Shear. because looking at it on a different picture, the one in the OBS, that looks better. But I think it might make it even wider and even stubbier up at the front. So even further extend. Let's see that. So you're talking about that upper part, or are you talking about the top down? Or are you talking about the actual front of the ship? The thing that curves forward. Because that thing that goes upwards a bit and forwards, that's called the shear. It's on the tutorial that I pulled up on Steam that you couldn't see. And I don't think that applies right now, because right now I'm just getting the shape of the flat of it two-dimensionally. That picture from the top, I mean, it's hard to replicate unless I go actually in and copy the pixels, but that's a little extreme. So you mean this? So you mean it should? They should meet earlier, is what you're saying? Yeah, exactly. I should make it wider for longer. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. Over time. So maybe I keep it like this. That far? Because I'm not intending to have anything here. I think that's good. And then I just have the most gradual turn in. Now that's gonna take miles. That's a little bit wedge again. I need to like find a way to make it not this. Or maybe every other like that is good. Maybe that's what I'm after. See, those are the patterns I don't see. I don't see these alternating patterns. Whenever I look at pixel art, I'm always impressed by these partial ways. I always build it the same. That's it, right? It's a little bit wide here. You know, I think this just is gonna come on in instead of actually. But I could keep doing that all day, so I need to find a way where I can stop that pretty much ASAP. It's so close. I think this just needs to, but I don't know how far this is gonna ripple, because it just keeps, the weird part just keeps moving, and I don't know how much I dare to escalate that, because that might just snowball into me taking out the entire shape. How are you connected? Oh wait. Let me just put up that reference to make sure I don't fuck it up anymore. I'll try once more. I'll try one more time, and then I have to end it, because otherwise I'm gonna get no sleep. Because as I realized this morning, I've been having nightmares or no dreams for the last, I don't know, years or so, as far back as I can remember, so I'm not gonna sleep great anyways. I think that's not, I think that's it. I think that's the right ratio. I think that's how it's supposed to look. Yeah, that's good. We'll call that. I'm gonna save this because otherwise I would actually cry. This is the prototype, and it's going to be called the yeah, exactly. No, that's gonna happen tomorrow. I've already been going for 30 minutes longer than usual, and that I probably should. So this is gonna be called the I could have called the Magnum Opus, which is, you know, the lazy easy part. But instead I'm just gonna go with Flad. We're going with that, Flad. Actually, let's go all the way. Flad. Ship. La Grande. There we go. I'm gonna sort that around later. Get a separate folder for this shit. Yeah. Cool. Friend! Yay! That's rare. Thanks for being here. It's been cool. Hope I'll see you tomorrow. Nighty night.